What made the Dutch Golden Age so powerful? Before Wall Street, before London ruled global finance, there was Amsterdam. But how did the Dutch create the first true capitalist powerhouse in history? One of the most brilliant and influential eras in European history is the 17th century. The Dutch Republic, also called the United Provinces, grew from a small insurgent group of provinces at war with Spain to become one of the most powerful and affluent countries in the world during this time. This remarkable period, known as the Dutch Golden Age, was the result of vision, tenacity, and inventiveness rather than chance. In just a few decades, the Dutch created the greatest commercial empire in history, groundbreaking financial institutions, scientific and artistic wonders, and a republican governance model that stood in stark contrast to the kingdoms that surrounded them. Examining how trade, politics, culture, and geography came together to form a civilization unlike any other in early modern Europe is essential to understanding what made the Dutch Golden Age so potent. Economic power was the foundation of Dutch dominance. The Netherlands was situated at the confluence of Europe's major rivers at a prime location beside the North Sea. Because of this, it was an ideal location for marine trade between the Atlantic, Mediterranean, and Baltic. Dutch traders established an incredible worldwide network of trade from their busy ports, such as Amsterdam and Rotterdam, which spanned from the balmy islands of Southeast Asia to the frigid ports of Scandinavia. As products, ships, and ideas came together from all over the world, Amsterdam quickly emerged as the center of this trading empire. The hub of this extensive trading network and one of the most significant companies in history was the Dutch East India Company, VOC, which was established in 1602. By creating the joint stock model, it made it possible for investors to purchase and sell shares in ventures that were extremely risky, but also extremely profitable. From South Africa to Indonesia, the VOC constructed fortified outposts, monopolized the spice trade, and founded colonies. Trade over the Atlantic was followed by the Dutch West India Company, WIC, which dealt in fur, sugar, and sadly, slaves. Collectively, these businesses represented Dutch aspirations and inventiveness, converting international trade into a planned, methodical business. The Dutch mastery of shipbuilding was the driving force behind this worldwide reach. Their shipyards built thousands of vessels with exceptional efficiency, particularly in the Zaan region and the area surrounding Amsterdam. The Vloot, a cargo ship with a maximum capacity and a minimum crew, was perfected by the Dutch. Dutch merchants were able to dominate international shipping by transporting commodities at a lesser cost thanks to its superior maneuverability, speed, and affordability compared to its competitors' ships. One of the earliest of its kind, the Amsterdam Stock Exchange permitted investors to trade shares in businesses like the VOC. In an era of erratic coinage and volatile exchange rates, the Bank of Amsterdam, established in 1609, established a reliable financial system by stabilizing money and extending credit internationally. The Dutch Republic was a fruitful field for inventions that would create modern capitalism, such as government bonds, insurance, and futures contracts. Due to its stability and effectiveness, Amsterdam attracted bankers, merchants, and investors from all across Europe, making it the global financial center by the middle of the 17th century. An equally important aspect of the Dutch Golden Age was political innovation. The Dutch established themselves as a republic, in contrast to their absolutist neighbors. Under the leadership of the States General, the United Provinces established a confederation of separately governed, semi-independent territories. This political system encouraged creativity and pragmatism. Local leaders learned to make concessions, manage resources effectively, and quickly adjust to changing conditions because no single monarch could impose arbitrary policies. The laissez-faire attitude of the Dutch government promoted private initiative and business ventures. Even in times of conflict, the Republic managed to fund its defense without seriously harming its economy, a difficult balancing act that many of its competitors were unable to accomplish. Tolerance for different religions was another essential component. The Dutch permitted Catholics, Jews, Lutherans, and other dissenters to live and work with relative freedom, despite the Republic's official religion being Calvinism. The Netherlands became a haven for people escaping intolerance during a time when religious persecution tore through most of Europe. Expelled Portuguese Jews brought money and business networks to Amsterdam when they landed there. French Huguenots who were escaping Catholic persecution contributed their trade and craft talents. This diversity enhanced intellectual life and bolstered the economy. Investors and merchants could do business with confidence that their interests were protected. Together, these characteristics, pragmatic management, republican governance, and dependable lawmaking, produced one of the most business-friendly environments in early modern Europe. Dutch might was unrivaled on the seas, but modest on land. Maritime dominance was essential to the Republic's prosperity, and its rulers understood that dominating the seas was essential to their existence. Built and maintained with the help of trade income, the Dutch Navy guarded colonies and shipping lanes against invading forces. During the Anglo-Dutch Wars, admirals like Michel de Ruyter became national heroes for their audacious actions against France and England. Disciplined and technologically sophisticated, the Dutch fleet demonstrated time and again that a small republic could compete with the world's largest empires. Their knowledge of the sea extended beyond combat. Dutch ships were able to control the world's sea lanes because to this extensive worldwide network, which also kept Amsterdam at the forefront of international trade. Political freedom and economic progress created a cultured and intelligent civilization. The Dutch Golden Age's artistic blossoming still shapes the nation's identity. Jacob van Ruysdael, Johannes Vermeer, Frans Hals, and Rembrandt van Rijn depicted Dutch life with unmatched realism. Like their economy, the Dutch art market was competitive and creative. The same curiosity drove Dutch thinkers and scientists as their painters. Scholars from throughout Europe came to the Republic seeking intellectual freedom. Hugo Grotius founded modern international law. The Republic's publishing houses spread books, maps, and treatises across Europe, and Dutch institutions, especially Leiden, became knowledge hubs. Knowledge was easily shared through Dutch ports like trade. The nation's business success was built on cooperation like the dikes. Netherlands was one of Europe's most urbanized. Towns were full of skilled craftsmen, traders, and shipwrights. A growing middle class and high literacy created a vibrant public forum for ideas. The Dutch Golden Age cannot be understood in isolation. The Republic evolved as entrenched powers declined. Spain's massive empire was decaying and overpowered. Portugal lost its maritime dominance. France and England had civil wars and political instability. The latter, 17th century Anglo-Dutch wars over trade routes began the Republic's decline. The Dutch monopoly on efficiency was broken when England and France adopted Dutch innovations, including joint stock businesses, naval organization, and financial systems. In the late 17th century, the Republic was losing territory to emerging powers like England. How its parts come together gave the Dutch Golden Age its power. Economic success funded naval defense, art, and science. Political independence attracted foreign talent and business. Scientific advances improved trade and navigation, while religious tolerance encouraged innovation. Subscribe now and keep exploring history's golden stories.